Why is it important to be compliant with your CPAP machine? I'm Dr. Anthony Collada. I'm a board certified psychiatrist. I'm here to talk to you about the importance of being compliant with the sleep study machine or with the sleep apnea machine if someone has been diagnosed with obstructive sleep apnea. Obstructive sleep apnea is a medical condition that affects tens of millions of people in the United States alone, and it's a condition in which someone gets low oxygen into their brain. And having low oxygen in their brain can lead them to more likely have mental health problems like depression, anxiety. It can lead them to have cognitive deficits like trouble concentrating, troubles with attention, memory problems. So it's really important to address, especially in people ages 65 or older, or people who are at risk for conditions such as obesity, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high blood sugars. These people more in particular could be at risk of having obstructive sleep apnea. Maybe someone wakes up at night choking or gasping for air, or they snore, or during the daytime they get sleepy and easily fatigued. These can all be signs of obstructive sleep apnea. It can even lead people to have more accidents during the day, like more motor vehicle accidents. And it's really important to address because if someone has untreated sleep apnea, it's unlikely that their depression is going to get better because the sleep apnea problem is causing it. They need to address the sleep apnea in order to get the depression better. Not only that, low oxygen in the brain, and this can happen from people being too overweight or for the respiratory section will close in on them, and so they're not really inhaling enough oxygen at night while they're laying back. So this can lead to a variety of effects in the brain like low oxygen, increased inflammatory response. This inflammatory response causes more stress on the brain and the neurons, and this can also affect the other organs of the body. It can increase or it can affect the heart. It can lead to more likely to have strokes, heart attacks, cardiac arrhythmias. It can lead to just a cascade of problems. And I know a lot of times people will come in my clinic, say that they've been diagnosed with obstructive sleep apnea, which they can get diagnosed with through a sleep study that's done by a sleep specialist. But the mask for some reason doesn't fit their face. They're not able to tolerate it. It's not comfortable. There's a lot of excuses or a lot of reasons why people don't wear the mask. But for mental health reasons, if you get diagnosed with this disease, you really have to be compliant in order to get your mental health better. And it has huge implications, not just mental health, but medical health as well. People with untreated depression or this low oxygen levels in their brain, they're more likely to even have earlier dementia, etc. So a few regions of the brain that are particularly susceptible to these low oxygen include the frontal lobes. The frontal lobe deals with planning, thinking, organizing. Another region of the brain is the basal ganglia, and that basically deals with movements and fine movements in the body. And then also the hippocampus, and the hippocampus is important for learning and memory, and it's part of the emotional center of the brain. So not being compliant with the CPAP machine, not getting quality sleep at night can lead to low oxygen levels in the brain, which can damage various brain structures and more likely lead to untreated or difficult to treat depression, cognitive deficits, and mental health and medical problems down the road.